Similar to the first Sunday of Lent, when regardless of the lectionary cycle of readings, we hear the gospel message of the temptation of Jesus, the same is true for the second Sunday of our Lenten journey. Every year, we hear on this second weekend of Lent the gospel reading proclaiming the story of Jesus' transfiguration. This year, we hear St. Mark's report of this event. The context of Mark's transfiguration story is similar to that found in both St. Matthew and St. Luke's Gospels. The transfiguration occurs after Peter's confession that Jesus is the Messiah and Jesus' prediction about his own passion. After this, in each of these Gospels, there is also a discussion about the cost of discipleship. In each case, Jesus takes 3 of his disciples, Peter, James, and John, to a high mountain. While they are there, Elijah and Moses appear with Jesus, and a conversation among the 3 takes place. Elijah and Moses are both very significant figures in the history of Israel. Moses led the Israelites from the bondage of slavery in Egypt through the desert to the Promised Land. And in this desert experience, Moses received the 10 Commandments from the Lord. By this, he established what is often referred to as the Judeo-Christian code of morality, which up until recently was a societal standard for the Western world for many millennia. In appearing with Jesus at his transfiguration, Moses represents the law that guides the lives of the Jewish people. By the giving of these 10 Commandments, God sets forth the moral obligations he expects from his people and what they need to do to follow him, and by receiving these commandments, rightly, God's chosen people give witness to the entire world of who they are and who their one true God is. Elijah is remembered as the most important prophet of Israel, who helped the Israelites stay faithful to the one true God. Many Hebrew people believed that Elijah's return would signal the coming of the Messiah for the Jewish people. This belief is evidenced in the question posed by Jesus' disciples after they have witnessed his transfiguration. The appearance of these 2 important figures from Israel's history with Jesus signifies Jesus' continuity and the understanding of how he is the fulfillment of all that was promised to the people of Israel. In his transfiguration, we see an anticipation of the glory of Jesus' resurrection. In each of the reports of the transfiguration, Jesus instructs the disciples to keep secret what they have seen until the Son of Man has risen from the dead. The disciples are uncertain as to what this means, to rise from the dead. The disciples cannot possibly understand Jesus' transfiguration until they also witness his passion and his death, and ultimately then his glorious resurrection. We hear the story of Jesus' transfiguration early in our Lenten journey, on this second weekend of Lent. But we have the benefit of hindsight. In our hearing of it, we anticipate Jesus' resurrection even as we prepare to remember his suffering, his passion, and his death. My dear brothers and sisters, as we continue our Lenten journey, let us ask the Lord to transfigure us, to help us more faithfully to follow God's commands in the spirit of Moses, to proclaim him as Messiah, fulfilling the prophecy of Elijah, and in embracing and carrying the cross, in imitation of Jesus. As Jesus came down from the mountain and moved with firm conviction and purpose to Jerusalem to embrace his cross and our salvation, may we not take our eyes off the law or the prophets, so that, like Christ, we may move with them with renewed zeal and dedicated purpose to the new and the eternal Jerusalem, heaven, our home.